suggestion for the crossover thing. If it was, you can only cross from your highest level down to one level down. If we're all going to credential all of our kids, then you use the card to legitimize what level they are. So you know when you're filling out your stuff.
That's unfortunately, guys, to be just blunt out honest with you, we're never going to have an answer to this until we have every athlete has a membership card.
Just let me say this, because I know it is a tremendous detriment to gyms that we are the only sport, and I explained this to a senior member at varsity, that if your daughter is playing soccer and she's in A1 league, and all of a sudden she goes to a competition in Rhode Island, and they get on the field, and there's a boy and, 11-year-olds, but they are really elite. There is no other sport where elite can compete against A1 basic.
I have a youth level one, I don't care. I have a youth level one team that did absolutely beautiful throughout the whole entire season, and then half year comes, and then a team that has a junior level 5 team with a couple of youth kids on it, throws out 7 kids on the youth level 1 team. It was okay. And we get cremated because there's 9 of the junior 5 kids on the youth 1 team. I think it's gross. And their junior 2 team. So my suggestion is this. I'm not going to say this is too long.
Go ahead. That's fine.
Wants to sign with me. We have talked about it, and I think that we should be allowed to go 2 up, 2 down. You are level 3, you're allowed to compete level 5. You're level 3, you're allowed to compete level 1. And I think that you shouldn't be able to compete any more than 3 teams. And I also think that the team should be made up of a percentage. Like if you have a team, then only a certain percentage can be crossovers.
Yes, Kathy, and then we'll go here.
The one thing I would caution against thinking just one level up and down is because, for instance, like in one of my gyms, there's a 5 and a 3, there's no 4.
Right.
So if
Right.
my
Yeah, we
3
don't have-
has a problem
you're
with
right.
a competition.
We don't have a
So I like your
I like the 2.
2 up and down.
Two, you're right.
Okay, you like the 2, yes.
I do have a comment about the level thing though, because even though it's a level 5 team, they still, if they go to level 1, they still can only do level 1 thing.
But they can do it a lot easier.
So the back walkover on the level 5 athlete that comes on to the level 1 team is not going to look like the regular level 1.
Okay, but wait, the next question is, like every level that we have, 50% are really level 1. 50% do not have back handsprings. Level 3, do they all have tucks?
No.
A huge percentage has only level 2 skills. So we're trying to do the best we can with what we have. But if you're taking a 4 to 2, the quality of what they're able to do, I mean, yes.
As a judge, when I watch a youth or a junior level 1 team that has bow and arrows as good as a senior level 5 team, I'm pretty much guaranteed those aren't true level 1 kids. You tell me, and when I see these perfect back handsprings from half the team, I'm saying you tell me none of those kids can throw a tuck. So, but as a judge, I have to score them at the highest point. They are at an advantage. I agree with Les. You can talk about this and beat this into the ground until we're blue in the face. Until you have a membership card that they can check and scan when you get on that floor, or ID or be registered.
But Cheryl, what if we have a rule that still says it's allowed? We have to fix the rule.
Any sport that you play, you cannot play down.
I was just going to point out that if you're going by cards, I think the cards are a great idea. However, my gym has been all sizes as well. And for a long time, we would have 2 or 3 kids that were level 5 kids at a certain age and not the majority of the kids. So if I have a level 5 kid and I've got a level 3 youth team, sorry honey, you can't, or sorry, level 2 youth team, sorry honey, you can't compete with us. It's out of team for you. If you're level 5 and you can't go on. So now I have to send this paycheck down the road to somebody else.
I think you can police the levels, because you can go and credential all of your kids at level 3, and then they can compete 1 or 5. If there's 36 people, make it 6 people. It can't change it that much. So for a large team, make it 1/6, and for a small team, make it 1/5.
I don't want to talk back in the day because it ages me, but back in the day, there were no such thing as crossovers. And the first day I ever heard about a crossover, I said, "You're kidding? We could do that?" You know, and then what happened was geographically, some states really took advantage of that option. And because the other people that lived and competed said, well, now we have to cross over or else we're not going to be able to compete in that same arena. But understand, back in the day, and they'd be a good batch for this, we were beginner, intermediate, and advanced. Life was simple.
Guys, raise your hand if you feel, and this is just a gut check, if you feel you personally need crossovers to keep your gym alive. Even you, Jeff?
Okay, now,
It's fair enough. That's
your
just
gym alive.
But I've got a question. If nobody's using crossovers to keep their gym alive, do you still need crossovers to keep your gym alive?
Eventually, we want to get all the athletes to get memberships and things like that. We want all the membership, we want all the athletes to now
yes, ma'am.
get credentialed. You should, maybe it's an idea of whether the gyms could be based on small, medium, and large, based on how many athletes they have credentialed. And on that percentage of how big your gym is can give you a percentage of crossovers. Or when you have an event, instead of just grabbing, 30 medical forms or 30 release forms or whatever it is, and saying, okay, yeah, they're all checked in, you have to stamp each athlete's hand or something like that, that you'll know if you're stamping someone 3 times. Not exactly, there's ways around
No,
that.
actually, I'm playing through my head. Actually,
It
I think that's something we can work with.
People